good morning, Navjit. I'm hoping I'm pronouncing your name correctly.
Yeah, good morning. Nice to see you.
We met in Berlin briefly. We briefly had a chance to say hello at the Cardano Summit. It seems like already a lot has happened since then. Mainly yesterday, you had the news that now your AIG token is listed on the Kraken. So I guess congratulations are in order.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it. And great meeting you in Berlin as well. So, I mean, we didn't get to chat too much, but hopefully next time.
Exactly. So you're the CEO of Iagon. Now, Iagon is traditionally, ever since its existence on Cardano, it's a project that carries a lot of promise. And then more recently also because now you have a collaboration with a multi-billion company called Würth. But, well, you know, social media, you know, people go, ooh, ah, and how great is this? But maybe nobody really profoundly understands the meaning of this, you know, and why, in my opinion, Iagon is now positioned to maybe become like the first massive company building on Cardano. So what we thought we would do is try and ask you a couple of questions, and very comprehensive questions that also we ask for your comprehensive answer. And let's see if then we can shed some light on what is Iagon and why you're going to be a global success.
Awesome. Thank you.
Okay. So the very first question is always simple. What is Iagon and how was the idea born?
So Iagon is Airbnb for storage and compute, and it basically connects idle resources with people or users that require them. Iagon was founded on the premise of actually in my industry, which is healthcare. So I am a dentist by profession, and I read the Satoshi paper in 2013, and I wanted to focus a lot on blockchain technology with patient data privacy and patient data security. And through that idea, we got to Iagon.
And then you've developed a model, which, let me check my notes, is the shared storage economy, right? So how does this work?
So basically what we have is a lot of idle capacities across the globe. Anyone that has idle storage or idle compute can contribute to the shared economy or shared economy by providing their idle capacities. They earn rewards in return, and they get 90% of the revenue that's coming into the network. So any subscription fees. So similar to Airbnb model where, you know, if you are renting, if you have a place available and you want to put it up for on the market, you can put it up and people can rent it, choose which house they want to go to or how many rooms they want. Same with this shared economy where you have a marketplace and you can actually buy resources or idle capacities from the marketplace to your liking. If you want it in Germany, if you want it in Switzerland, or wherever you want it, you can be compliant by nature in that sense.
So then some time ago, I do not know exactly how long ago, but then there was the news that you had a collaboration with a $69 billion dollar or euro company called Würth. This is also great news. So who is the Würth Group and what is it exactly that they do globally?
So Würth Group does a lot of stuff. Würth Group is a privately owned family business in Europe and based out of the headquarters based out of Germany. It's a Fortune 500 in Europe. It has a revenue of about 20 billion plus yearly, and has offices worldwide. They have a lot of customers. I think it's over 3 million customers worldwide, and we're working with them on IP monetization of 3D parts. And I think the core business is from where they came from inception was in terms of screws and developing screws after the war in World War II. So they're basically, that's how Würth was founded on a premise of getting, let's say, Würth Group was developed on the premise right after World or building the infrastructure from ground level up, similar to Cardano.
Obviously, a period that required massive building of infrastructure. So, what specific problem did Würth bring to you that needed your solution?
So for Würth Group, the problem was in regards to IP monetization. So let's say I'll try to make it simple. So they work with a lot of car manufacturers, and let's say if you have a Porsche and you live in Kazakhstan, and you can't find an authorized dealership nearby, maybe it's 4 hours away. Now you're going to go to a local body shop and ask the local body shop, "Hey, do you have any authorized parts?" The guy's going to say, "Yeah, we have some parts, but we have to order them from Germany. It's going to take 6 to 12 weeks to get to us, and then we can install the part." Then you go, "Well, I don't want to wait that long. I'll just take a third party part and install that in the car." A big problems here is that, first of all, you're going to pay for shipping. Might be tariffs if you're in the wrong jurisdiction. There might be other costs associated with it, time, and also the fact that you installed a part that's not authorized by Porsche. It's going to also increase the insurance costs. So with Iagon, what we're doing is, and also with Iagon, what we're doing is we enable the monetization of that blueprint. So now with this Würth Group technology, what we can use is a Würth Group printer and print the part at the location, save you costs from taxes, import tax, tariffs, whatever, save you time, get the part more accessible to you, and at the same time, being able to prove on-chain verifiably that the part was printed in the correct fashion and how many prints were done, and automated distribution of the royalties.
This is really like a huge revolution in terms of how construction then works for any company involved, right? So then also a couple of days ago, the news broke that with the platform of which you and Würth are partners, you signed up a huge first client. I don't know if it's first client, but a huge name, very recognizable, namely Hewlett Packard, right? HP. So what is, and I have to check my notes again. Yeah, so for example, you kind of gave us an idea of what the problem is specific to HP. How does their production and supply chain work today? And then with your platform, how can it be improved upon?
Well, with this platform, what we can do is create a digital inventory system. So a system where you can actually print any parts across any manufacturing industry. So HP announced their partnership with Würth Group not so long ago because they want to utilize this inventory system where they can actually digitally put their inventory on the system and have it accessible to their clients and customers and themselves as well, so they can actually print at location. So this solution is very let's say adaptive to any other industry. So although that we're focusing on car manufacturing parts, this can be catered to a lot of industries, including metal, including collectibles, and other various categories.
Right. So I mean, in this case, the sky's the limit, because I mean this can be applied to any big company that needs a production and supply chain, really. So
Correct.
in this case, how does then Iagon benefit commercially from Würth getting HP as its client?
Well, any client that uses the digital inventory system is going to be paying royalties, paying a fee first and foremost, and through those fees we gain royalties as one of the producers of this, joint IP. So that's important for us in terms of garnering revenue in a very passive manner. We don't have to be hands-on. Since Würth Group has a big sales team, over 51% of their staff is actually sales, and they can go out and sell this product easily. And all we have to do is provide the solution or work with them providing the solution to the end consumers, which will be, example, HP and other vendors.
That's awesome. So I'm sure there's already many more in the pipeline. Is in the case of where are you now with this whole process? I mean, you signed up Würth, but is the system ready to go, or is it still getting rid of the rough edges?
Well, we're still prototyping it right now. In terms of everything, in terms of prototyping is done. I just have to now put it in production as MVP. Once that is live, most likely by the end of this year to the beginning of next year, then we will start showcasing this to the end clients. We also intend to show this with Würth Group in Reno in March, and February there also is a conference in New York that will be able to highlight this solution a little bit more and showcase it to the end consumers and how it functions and how much costs it can save them.
It appears to me that your main problem is going to be that you won't be able to cope with all the new customers that you will be getting, because it's such an obvious solution.
Great problem to have.
Great problem to have, indeed. Okay, well, thank you for shining light on exactly what it means to be partnering with Würth, and why it is that Iagon is going to be probably like a juggernaut, built on Cardano platform, powered by Cardano. That's the name of our show. And we have two bonus questions also. The first one is, there's also been rumor of a Fortune 50 company that is going to also collaborate with Iagon. Is this in the same collaboration with Würth, or is this something else that you are preparing?
It's something else that we're preparing. It might take some time because obviously not all let's say big companies are family owned. With Würth Group, it's kind of easier to get to a decision because of let's say quote unquote the smaller nature, even though they're very large. With the Fortune 50, the collaboration is regarding the running a few storage nodes and compute nodes on the Iagon infrastructure. Through those, we create a private distributed cloud and potentially offer, if the pilot's successful, to their end consumers, which are let's say laptop users. So they would produce laptops globally, and they could create kind of like a white label solution that also offers cloud software that uses this private distributed cloud service. So it's a two-prong win for them in terms of creating a liability, which is the idle resources, into an asset, and also offering those idle resources to the end consumers, which also creates a revenue. So, and this is a win-win in our situation. It might take longer than a lot of people think it's going to take, but we are in discussion with them. Let's hope that we're able to share that with the community as soon as possible.
That's awesome. It's also very interesting for me. I mean, I did interviews with projects building on Cardano maybe as much as 4 or 5 years ago. And then it was really all about, we're building this, and one day it might work. And here we are, and now you're actually showcasing collaborations with Fortune 15 companies. So it's a new window on the world of industry and then many other different types. The very last question: you have also an initiative with Snack, I believe. Maybe you can just tell us about this, and then this will be the end of the interview.
We don't have a direct initiative with Snack. I mean, what we are doing is working on integrating Fireblocks to Cardano. That's our own initiative, actually. We've been talking with Fireblocks since, I think, before August.
Maybe just to interrupt there, for people that don't know, what is Fireblocks, very briefly?
Fireblocks has a monopoly on custodial custody of assets, and they work with a lot of big exchanges in the crypto space, including Binance, Coinbase, Revolut, all these big exchanges, and a lot of institutional investors actually use them as a security platform for custody of assets. So it's a very utilized tool, let's say. In terms of industry adoption and institutional adoption, most of the major players use Fireblocks, and Fireblocks is kind of the only one that does what they do. And if you guys want to read more, you just search Fireblocks, and find out what they actually do, because there's a lot of things that they do. So
Sure.
what we needed for is on our solution is what we needed to integrate into listings like Revolut and other exchanges, other big major exchanges, and this kind of a requirement. This is where it came from. We did get an offer for a custom integration just for IAG token, but we decided that we wanted to aim bigger and go for all full out CNT integration. It's not a native integration, which will come later in 2026. But this is stopgap solution, which allow us to get listed on these exchanges and allow other CNTs to get listed, allow for institutionals to hold their ADA assets and CNTs using Fireblocks as a middle party. And this is the initiative that we wanted to come up with, and we recently, in the final stages of that, in the summit, we actually we were approached and we were talking to SNEC about this solution, and we asked them if they wanted to share the burden of the costs, because we were actually planning to pay for it, and SNEC was on board in terms of sharing that costs with us. So let's see how that goes, and if they're I think they are committed to it, and we are committed to it regardless. So eventually we will ask for this funding back, because it just doesn't help us. It helps all of Cardano and other projects, and also including ADA native staking, ADA native voting. So institutional investors that actually hold ADA through Fireblocks can actually vote and stake through this platform. So this is the integration that involves that. So that allow for more usage of ADA and CNTs. So we want to push that from our side, and let's see. Hopefully, we get that by January to February.
Well, great. So very much an initiative in the Cardano spirit, as it were, that you're also thinking about using the whole ecosystem. Well, Navjit, thank you very much for coming on the show and shedding light on all the things, all the incredible things that Iagon is doing. And wish you a very successful 2026.
Appreciate you having me, inviting us to the stage, and happy to talk next time. Any updates you guys want to listen into? Thanks again.